Arild, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to La Bonne Touch. It's a French YouTube channel.
Yeah,
And let's start. Can you please introduce yourself, so we know who
I
you are?
can. Yeah, I'm Arild, 37 years old. Big Bond fan. I saw For Eyes Only when I was 9 years old. My mom introduced me to James Bond. We have in Norway this film series about three thieves called Olsenbanden, and I saw those movies again and again and again and again. And I think my mom got a little tired of always hearing those movies in the background, and she thought it was time to introduce me to something else. And my fascination for James Bond really started there and has it has been going on since then. Really, I had a couple of years in high school when I wasn't really into Bond at all, but then it came back around the time of Casino Royale. Yeah, and I've made good friends in the fan community. I've been going to locations, and since I'm a musician, I've always been very fascinated with the music from the series. Yeah,
Oh, so it's interesting. So you have you really have friends that are into it. That is
yeah,
interesting.
I do have some of my best friends actually. Yeah, and there's a there's a very friendly community, and there's a big community in Norway. So it's a good place to be.
Yeah. So you are from Norway.
I'm from
Yes.
Norway. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oslo.
We forgot to precise it. That.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So nice. Is a Norway James Bond club or no? Or not
No,
yet?
it's not. It's not a. You don't have to be a member, but there's a Facebook group where people are quite active. There have been some gatherings from time to time, but not like it's in the UK, of course, or other
Okay.
places. Yeah,
Oh, it's nice to know because I know there is a strong community in Sweden, and there is
yeah, it
also.
is. It's probably a bit bigger, I guess. And that guy Anders, he's very, he's very active worldwide. Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
there is one guy. He have even a museum. His name is Niels, and he changed his name for James Bond. He have a
Yeah.
museum of James Bond. So it's one of my next topic. I will make an interview of him in a few
Ah,
months.
nice.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's a very nice
I
guy.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't been there unfortunately, but it looks cool.
You are a James Bond fan, but also your job is a musician. You're a professional musician, right?
Yeah, I have a day job as well. I mean, I live for the music. I make some of my money from music, playing drums. I have this recording facility, and I also I'm a drum teacher. But I have a normal day job at the corporation in Oslo. I'm working in administration. That's not that interesting, but yeah, I'm a part-time musician. Yeah.
Okay, it's nice. But when did music came to for you? Like when did you went really into music?
When I was 12. And that's when James Bond had to take the back seat for a couple of years when I really started getting into music, buying records, going to concerts. That was when I was 12. That's when I knew I really wanted to do this, playing and writing, doing all sorts of musical stuff.
And you kept your passion all along for all these
Yeah,
years. So it's amazing.
yeah. Some people say I just wanted to play the drums or I just want to play guitar. I was not like that. I wanted to do a little bit of everything. I wanted to play drums. That's my main instrument, but I also wanted to write and record and arrange and play different instruments. So music has really been this big thing where I do a little bit of everything.
Right. And so you also like musician, but are you producing like music or?
Yeah, I have this. I have a small recording studio where I produce some, not that much, but I do produce, and I have a band where I'm the main composer, and we have released 7 albums with instrumental
Oh, oh wow.
music. Yeah, so we've been going on for 15 years. Yeah,
Oh wow, great. Like
yeah,
yeah, like a real career. So maybe some of you don't know you. Why I'm interviewing you on the James Bond channel is because you released an album recently.
yeah.
So the name is Spectre of Sounds.
That's
So
right.
can you please introduce it? Because
Yeah,
yeah.
I will. I can do that. That was a dream for me. I've been thinking about that, doing something with the James Bond music for 15 years, I guess, putting my own stamp on the music from the James Bond series. But the timing was not right. I always had something else to do, and it was partly because of the pandemic, really, because we couldn't play live with my band during the pandemic. So we made 2 albums in a very short time, like 18 months apart. And when I had given the last album to the record company, I knew I had to do something else for a little while, not write my own music. I wanted to do something else, and then the idea came. Now maybe it's time to do the James Bond thing. So I started with one song on Her Majesty's, and what ended up as the On Her Majesty's Secret Service Suite Part One. Arranged that, and that was fun. I started doing some demos, and I started arranging some of the other songs, and then I contacted my record label, the record label that releases my band Pimlico's music. It's a record label called Apollo here in Norway, and asked, would you be interested in releasing this album for me? And I didn't really have any hope, but my guy at the record label answered within an hour, and he was absolutely for it. He liked the idea, and then I went from there. Recording, arranging, working on this, and I spent a good part of 2 years from January 2022 to January this year, really. And I had all sorts of friends and musicians that I couldn't work with in my band, because we have, like, we're a band and that's the musicians there. So this gave me an opportunity to work with other people. It was great. The whole experience was really great. Doing something else for a while, and you know, working with this music that has been a part of my life for the last 30 years, really. Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, I discovered your album by chance. It's
Mm.
a very good friend of mine, Laurent Perriot. I made an interview of him. He was a former president of the French club, and he just put on Instagram. He's listening this with the logo of your album. By the way, I love the logo. Very nice, like
Oh,
very
thank you. Yeah.
like I love the minimalistic style, but like still you recognize the James Bond style.
Yeah,
And
it was important. It was important for me to make sure that the James Bond vibes was present. Yeah.
and like by chance I was like, oh, I don't know this because usually I'm quite aware of everything. And I asked him, and he like, oh, it was released soon. So I went to on Spotify, and I
Mm.
was listening in my car, and I was a bit surprised, to be honest, at first, because I saw it would be like rearrangement, like remixes of music. And then more I was driving, more I was listening to it, and I was like, oh, actually, it's have like its own universe, own style. So like it's so as far as I understood, it's not like you're not playing; it's a rearrangement, or it's like if you could more explain me better. But I really appreciate because it was very different from everything I heard before of James Bond music.
Yeah, it
So
was it was important for me to do something else. With the arrangements, they had to work on their own, and also I decided very early on that I was not going to include the title songs. They had been done so many times, and all of the James Bond cover albums only include the title song. So I wanted to do something else and work with the actual scores and arranging them in a new way. And that it looks like it was a good idea. I've had lots of good feedback on this album, so that's very nice.
Yeah, it's really like honestly, like especially when I work like long hours on Excel or like editing.
Mm.
Usually, I listen to the arrangements they made from the it's called Bond Symphonic Bond,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
like
know that one. Yeah.
I listen to it like for hours and hours, and this one is quite new, and also
Mm.
I like that there is no the lyrics and everything, so it's like you recognize the music, the movies, but still it's
Mm.
something fresh. So it's a very enjoying album. Like thank you very much. You like
Oh,
really
thank
bring
you.
something new.
Yeah,
Um,
very kind. Yeah.
did you face any challenges to create this album? I mean, except the time, but like even real, like I don't know, with your own production or like rights or like maybe limited of.
Yeah, I was. There was some. There's always this, fright of doing something wrong. You could have heard something wrong. Played a melody that's you thought it was right, but then someone will point out 3 years from now, oh, that's wrong. And you're doing this a bit. Should be a flat seven instead of a ninth or something. Um, but yeah, the only real challenge was the limitation of the length. There's so much great music, and I really had to exclude some things that I wanted to put on the album. So maybe there will be a follow up at some point. I don't know. I haven't started at all, but there are some leftovers because an LP could be 23 minutes each side, and a CD can be 80 minutes.
Mhm.
So that was the only real challenge. Yeah, that
I
I
was
had
quite
to exclude something. Yeah.
Oh, no, because I was quite surprised that I listened to it on Spotify, but there is a physical version of the album, like on CDs. So I'm going to purchase it as soon as we finish
Yeah, that's
because
very nice. Yeah, there's a CD. I have it here. There's the LP, and that's the full version. That's the one
yeah,
that's on Spotify with all the 20 tracks. And then because the CD is 80 minutes, I had to exclude something. So there's 4 short pieces that's not on the CD. Unfortunately,
mhm.
that's Vesper, um, Camille's story, Electro's theme, and the intro. I think, yeah, and also Korean put down. That's also not on the CD. So five short tracks that's not on the CD. But that's the way it had to be because on CD is like 80 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But you can see like vinyls come like back to trend, so
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
um question about like a bit James Bond and music. So the first song you released was on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah,
Like any particular sign with this movie? Something like connection you have, or
yeah.
just
Of course, that's my favorite James Bond movie. Really, yeah. That's one of the reasons, and it was the first track I started working on. So for me, that was. It was nice to have that song as the first single because it was the first song I worked on. And also, it has this great Norwegian guitar player called Bjørn Riis, and I think he does a great job on the song. So it was, nice featuring him as well. Yeah,
great. Any favorite composer for the Bond franchise? Like,
yeah. I mean, John Barry is the king, and he built the foundation that everyone else works on. He's the best, really, for me. Yeah.
sure. And favorite Bond like movie and actor then? Like,
Oh, I like all of them, and I watch movies with all of them. But my favorite actor is Timothy Dalton.
Oh, very nice to hear. I think you're one of the first who told me who tell me this, because usually it's Roger Moore or
Yeah.
like Sean Connery. Oh,
It's
Timothy
funny
Dalton,
because
great choice.
yeah, the first one is ends up being the favorite for many people. But Roger Moore was the first one I saw, and he's not really my favorite actor. I mean, I love his films, most of them, but he's not my favorite. And Tim was the last one I saw actually. But he ended up being my favorite. I like his. He's more serious, and
Yeah,
the opening of Living Daylights. He really means it.
yeah.
He's a serious bloke. Yeah,
It's pity he didn't never made the third one. Like
yeah, I
the
know.
third movie would be great.
Yeah, and for
Oh,
me as well, I would have liked to see him take on the role, a couple of films earlier as well. But
yeah,
that's my opinion.
that's
Yeah.
history. Anything about like maybe the music you would like to add? Maybe your favorite song or like the artist or someone you would like to hear to make James Bond music or
You mean in the future, or?
well both? Because I have a question afterwards for you, but
or
like your like most iconic music for you and something you
Oh yeah, I like
listen.
I like a lot of them. I think Paul McCartney and Wings, the "Live and Let Die" song is very good. Louis Armstrong, "We Have All the Time in the World" is, I
Of
mean,
course.
that's
Yeah,
classic.
it's classic. Yeah.
Um, I also like Sheena Easton's "For Your Eyes Only." That's a sweet tune. Yeah, and being a Norwegian, Aha is great. I think it's
Yeah,
cool that
especially.
Norway had a song for the James Bond franchise.
And do you yourself think that you will be like you would like to compose the music of James Bond or like the title song?
No, I mean that's not really realistic. I don't sing, and you know, I don't think that will ever happen.
No.
And also, I play in an instrumental band, so no, I don't know.
Any prediction for like maybe do you have any expectation for Bond 26 or like the actors, the movies, the location? Because it
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's moving at all, really. So I don't know. A couple of years ago, I thought, oh, they're going to start soon. They're going to start soon, but we don't hear anything. I like the serious tones of the Craig films, but I would like to see James Bond a little bit more on top of things, if you get me.
yeah.
You know, I do like Craig, and I do like his movies, most of them. But in Casino Royale, he was like a rookie. He had just started up. He was a blunt instrument. He did all these mistakes. The next one, he was depressed. In Skyfall, he was suddenly like an old man.
Yeah.
It wasn't until
Yeah.
Spectre that he really was on top of things and like a real James Bond. And then in the last one, he died. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Understand.
like the serious tones of his films, but I would like James Bond to be a little bit more, yeah, on top of things. And
Sure.
yeah, I think you get what I mean.
I understand. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
there is rumors about something about 2026. So
yeah,
we
yeah.
pray for this, but
Yeah. I mean,
that's rumors.
it's September now, September 24. So realistically, we won't get a film until then. Anyways, if they start now, it
Yeah.
takes a couple of years. Yeah.
Also, like, do more technical question. How do you proceed to create an album or like all the music? Do you have like you decide already from top? You're like, are you going to make
Yeah,
10 songs, 15 songs, or like how it's?
I start with a demo in my DAW. I work in Logic. That's my program, and then I start with a demo with just sounds in the program. And when I have the song as I want it to be, I start adding like real instruments. I play drums myself on this album. I play a lot of bass guitar myself, and I do a lot of keyboards. But I get other guitar players to come in, My brother was very helpful. He came in and played a lot of keyboards with me, um, and then when I have the song as I want it, I mix it, and that's it. Yeah.
Uh, Actually, an interesting point. You refer that some people worked with you. Those people are also fan of James Bond, or just they wanted to play music with you and created something.
No, the guitar player I was talking about, Björn Ries, he's a big James Bond fan, and he was very up for it because it was James Bond. But everyone else was on board because they wanted to work with me or agreed to work with me. I play on their stuff, they play on my stuff. So no, there's they did it because I asked them to play on this record, not because of the James Bond connection. Yeah.
Oh, so like music is the foundation of this album. Like this is
Yeah.
interesting. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's good
Absolutely.
to know.
Yeah.
All right. Can we expect like a second part or like a tribute to this album in next before
That's
Bond
funny
26?
because for 2 years I said this was gonna be a one-time thing only. This album as a tribute to James Bond franchise, and that's it. But it has become a great success. I've got all this nice feedback, a lot of emails, a lot of Facebook messages, and I do have some leftovers, and there is also music that I think could work on another album. But this album took 2 years to make. I have some other projects I want to do, so like maybe 5 years down the line, 7 years down the line, something like that. Maybe I can't promise anything, but it would be nice. Absolutely, it would be nice to do another one. Yeah.
We'll wish so because it was an amazing experience.
Ah,
I,
thank you.
I would like to thank you because I think you're one of the only who made something new this year for Bond. We had a
Really?
very yeah, because like last year when I made a video about like what happened, we had two video games, we had events, we had the TV show,
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's
Road to a
right.
Million from Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
We had some few like limited editions album and drinks, and this year was like quite very calm, to be
Yeah, that's
honest.
funny you say because my original plan was to have it out last year, but maybe it was better to put it out this year then.
Yeah, like it's on like very no very new
Hmm.
because we like it was like few events like 60th anniversary of Goldfinger, but
Yeah, right.
otherwise
Yeah,
like otherwise very calm. Like right now there is some Bond fans in London to celebrate the 60th
yeah.
anniversary.
So yeah, I've
But
seen
like
a lot of pictures.
honestly, like it's very refreshing to have something about Bond. Like you can feel that it's not forgotten, it's not left over.
Hmm.
Like some people care.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
so nice to hear. Yeah, thank you.
so very grateful. Thank you. Any last words you would like to add or something like to share
Yeah,
with us a little
I'm.
secret or a
I'm.
Easter egg about the album?
No, there are some Easter eggs, but I'm not going to spoil it. You can find them yourselves. No, I'm very grateful that it has been so well received in the fan community. I'm overwhelmed really with all the positive feedback. I've, you know, you make an album for 2 years, you hope people will recognize it, and but when they do, it means everything. All those hours working on it, it really pays off, and I'm so grateful and for everything really. Yeah.
It's true. Honestly, like it's genuine. Like when I heard, but honestly, I a bit missed the production and like the advertisement of this album because I heard it by a chance. Like when did
Sorry.
you like? I missed a bit the release of the album. So
Oh yeah.
when did you release it and how did you promote it? Because honestly, I skipped a bit.
Uh, it was released Friday, 2.5 weeks ago. No, 1.5 week ago. Yeah, Friday,
Oh,
1.5 week ago. Yeah, so it's 10 years ago or something. Yeah.
oh, it's good. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
My record label did some promotion, but that was more, to their audience, music websites, music blogs, stuff that had less to do with James Bond and more to do with music. And I tried to contact as many sites and blogs and podcasts as I could. But promoting something is can be difficult. It takes a lot of time. But I'm trying. I'm really trying. I've set up a website, a spectreofsounds.com,
Yeah,
where you can
you can
read
you
more
can
about
purchase the
the
yeah.
credits and also buy the CDs and vinyls directly from me. Yeah. Mm, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I will, as soon as the video is edited, I will post it on James Bond groups and Facebook groups so they
Yeah.
can
Thank
listen
you.
to it. And thank you very much. It was a great
Looking forward
interview.
to hear
Very
my bad English.
no, no, actually, it's great.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
I, I
It's
have a
been
French
great.
accent, so it's okay. But thank you very much, and I hope to see you, to meet you in real, if you come to
Yeah,
Geneva or
it would be
if I
nice.
go to
Yeah,
Oslo.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, and hope to see
Yeah.
you soon on a James Bond event or something. And
Absolutely. Yeah. Great.
continue to continue to do what you like,
Thanks.
music. Thank you very much.
I will. I will. I will absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.